What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Spread the Positive podcast. I am your host, Trent Denson, founder of Spread the Positive and STP Productions, where our mission is to bring light to what's going right and to showcase and facilitate efforts that are making a positive impact in our local communities and beyond. Be sure to check us out, spreadthepositive.net. And also, if you're looking to get involved with the STP Podcast Network, please reach out and just check out all the amazing shows that are on the network. We continue to grow. We continue to build. Be part of the solution. Be part of what's going right. Welcome to the show. This episode of the Spread the Positive podcast is brought to you by the 1200 Club supporters. Huge shout out to our good friends, Mary Fugit with Gateway Title. For all of your real estate closing needs, be sure to hit up Mary over at Gateway Title. The team at Gateway is second to none, and we highly recommend them for all of your real estate transactions, refinancing needs, and anything of the sort. Please check them out. Huge thank you to Mary. As always, we love you. Casey Broach with KK Fitness Training. Casey is a personal trainer on the Faster Way app. She has actually gone through the Faster Way herself. This app has a crazy proven track record of helping people get to their fitness goals quicker with a healthier approach, and it's changing people's lives around the country and around the world. Casey is killing it in this area. She is passionate about helping people. She's done it herself, she believes in it, and she can walk you through this entire process. So be sure to check out at KK Fitness Training on Instagram, and you can reach out to her via email, kkfitnesstraining@gmail.com. Big shout out to you, Casey. Keep killing it. We appreciate your continued support of the 1200 Club here at Spread the Positive. Thank you so much. This episode is also brought to you by Philip Byard with Music City Hardscapes and Music City Pond Pros. Philip is a great example of all things STP, hardworking, impeccable reputation, and even better work in serving his customers. If you need any help in the hardscaping or pond maintenance world, please give my guy a shout. Be sure to check out Music City Pond Pros and musiccityhardscapes.com for more information. Huge shout out to you, Philip. Thank you for your continued support. Last but not least, this episode is brought to you by Pete Adams and Travis Swann over at Adams Swann. Adams Swann is your local advertising and digital marketing company that uses a results-driven approach to small and medium business revenue growth. They develop a custom strategy that is specific to your business and create dynamic advertising and digital marketing campaigns that deliver new clients and customers. Check them out at adamsandswann.com. Big shout out to my guys, Pete and Travis. Thank you for the support, guys. Means so much. Can't wait to have you in. Y'all be sure to check them out, adamsandswann.com.
Hey, my name is Brian Nell. I'm a mortgage loan officer with Primis Mortgage. I want to tell you that I absolutely love being a member of the Spread the Positive Network. It's such a great mission and helps bring so much positivity to our community. It's truly be a pleasure to be a part of what they do. There are a lot of ways to navigate financing a home, and in markets like this, having the advice of a trusted local professional is key to making sure you get the right advice for your specific circumstances. Whether you're interested in the purchase of a new home, second home, or have a need for a refinance, I'd love to earn your trust. If I can help you nail your mortgage, call me at 615-243-3976 or visit nailyourmortgage.com.
Primis Mortgage is a subsidiary of Primis Bank, a member FDIC, equal housing opportunity. As always, all loans are subject to approval. Primis Mortgage, NMLS number 1894879.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Spread the Positive podcast. I'm your host, Trent Denson. Got a super special guest with us today, my guy, Pistol Pete Adams. Man, how are you today?
I'm good, Trent. I'm excited to be on this podcast, buddy.
I love it, man. So I've been calling it the repeat offenders because we're doing a little bit of a revisit.
It's my second strike.
Yeah. One of the OGs. I think you were like episode 5 or 8 or something, like early on.
Yeah, you didn't have a high bar at the very beginning of this, and I was around. I think.
Yeah. Hey, can I bring a MacBook Pro and a USB microphone to your office and talk to you for a second?
I think we sat at my desk in my office.
Man.
Yeah,
I remember that. Looking over at first. First Baptist from the BOA building. Good times, man. We've come a long way, but I appreciate, man. You've supported STP for a long time. I've been a big advocate. We've had countless conversations and just guidance here and there, and it's always been a lot, man. So pumped to have you as a new member of the 1200 Club.
Yeah.
Thank you for your support there as well. We're going to get into all that here in a second, but first and foremost, man, give the people a little overview of you, a little bit about Adams and Swann, and we'll go from there.
Sure. So I'm Pete Adams. I'm from Murfreesboro, one of the few that grew up here and is still here and didn't move in the last few years. My family, my wife is from Fayetteville, Tennessee. She's at the Murfreesboro City School System and kind of manages and helps all of the school counselors in the Murfreesboro City School System. So she's at the central office and then goes out to schools every day to work with the school counselors and help implement behavioral techniques and helps kids to do better not only in school but in life. And so she's a big believer in that and an expert in that, really. So I'm very impressed by her work.
Yeah,
and we have a daughter who's 13. And she's awesome. Me and her are real close. We like to, go to football games and we play the PS5, sometimes. And I just got done coaching her volleyball team.
Nice.
In the rec league this summer, which was interesting. Never coached volleyball, never played it competitively.
I saw it. You broke down the shuffle drill.
We did. Yeah. We had some cones out and we were working on footwork.
Absolutely. The basics, fundamentals.
I just tried to focus on athleticism, and
a great focus.
How to be an athlete and respond and use good footwork and body positioning. And so I had 10 middle school girls, and we managed to get through the season with no drama and fights, and we had a good time. So
that's
it was great.
Win. That's a huge win.
Yeah.
Congrats.
So that's the personal side. On the business side, I am a partner in Adams and Swann, and my business partner Travis and I, we started this company 10 years ago. And the easiest way to understand what we do is we are an advertising and marketing agency, but really what we are is we're a revenue generation company. So what we do is we work with small to medium-sized businesses on how to generate more revenue, mostly through the execution of good marketing and advertising strategy. But we also do some consulting on the sales side and operational side, and we find a lot of fulfillment in working directly with small businesses, and that's what we've been doing for 10 years. So everything from websites to TV commercials to social media content, we create all that within a strategy that we help develop with our clients, and then we execute it across all the different channels that are available. So,
man, how did you develop that full circle approach? I mean, was that an evolution of things, or like how did that kind of come together?
Yeah, it is. It has evolved in 10 years. When we first started, we were primarily working in the creative and traditional advertising space, and we did some digital marketing, but we kind of farmed some of that out the first year. And what we found was we were probably 70% creative and traditional advertising with 30% digital in 2014.
Okay.
That has flipped, and it's even more extreme now to where we're more, I would say 85% of revenue is digital related, and then 15 to 20% is creative and traditional advertising. And mostly that's due to market forces that make it more conducive to go digital versus traditional.
Yeah, that makes
but
sense.
what we found too is there's a lot of great businesses out there that they're really good at doing what they do, fixing air conditioners or providing legal service or whatever it is that they do. What we help with is the sales and marketing side, and to some extent the business operation and strategy side, which is usually what we find in a small business is that's where they need help.
Right.
They're great at fixing whatever they fix or selling whatever they sell, providing a service that they sell. But what they need help with is how do they generate more leads, close more sales, and then fulfill those sales through their operations. And that's the side that we really can be helpful on.
That's awesome. Yeah, y'all are legends around here for that type of work and been some really big clients, really, I mean, just your everyday guy too. So, it's always been awesome to me, or awesome seeing y'all's progression, because y'all have grown a lot. I mean, it's been a really impressive. I mean, y'all were always really good at what you did, but now it seems like y'all are kind of like the measuring stick around here for a lot of this stuff.
Well, I appreciate that. You know, all we focus on, and this has been a tenet of our business since we first started, is that our focus is not on how much revenue we produce or how many deals we make. Our focus is only predicated upon the success of our clients.
Love that.
So if we do a good job and our clients are successful, then we will be successful as a byproduct. So instead of focusing on our success, we focus on our client success, which sounds cliche,
Sure.
It sounds naive, ideological, whatever, but it works.
Yeah.
And so we don't do contracts, for instance.
Love that.
To work with us doesn't require you to sign a piece of paper that says you have to work with us.
Love that.
If you're not happy, you can leave whenever you want.
I love that.
And it's probably not a great business strategy, but we have our oldest client we got 6 months after we started, and we still work with them. I was there yesterday at their office. Never have signed a contract. I like doing business that way. Doing what you say you're going to do and doing it well. You don't really have to worry about making people work with you when you do it that way. So that's an example of our philosophy of focusing on our client success first. And it's been beneficial.
Yeah.
And we've been in business for 10 years. We celebrated that anniversary in June.
Nice,
actually.
man.
So we're 10 months or 10 years and 2 months, I guess.
Nice.
But we've done it that way ever
amazing,
since. So
never one contract.
no,
That's amazing.
no.
That's what's going right, man. That's a segue right there, man. Because we were talking a little off mic, but man, yes, thank you. Like taking care of your people, doing what you say you're gonna do, and delivering, right?
Yeah, we're not perfect, and we've messed up, but I think that when we mess up, we are quick to own it.
Yep.
And I don't think people or businesses expect perfection, but they do expect you to provide a good, honest service and own it if you screw up or if something goes wrong. I can give you a quick example of that. We have a construction company in Franklin, Tennessee, and we built their brand. We named their company. It was a brand new company. They didn't have a name. They wanted us to help them name them. And we did all that, and they wanted some merch, right? They wanted some hats and shirts and things like that. And we had a mess up with an order. We placed an order for hats, and the company that we got to do it for us messed up and gave us the wrong hat, even though, we ordered the other one.
Right.
And then they didn't want to make it right. And so we're in this situation where we have, it's not a whole lot, but it's $600 worth of hats. And so because that other company won't make it right, we're going to make it right and get some new hats. And that's on our side. It wasn't our mess up necessarily, but the most important thing to me is not the $600. It's the client satisfaction.
Sure.
And so that's an example of kind of how we want to do business and strive to do business that way, and hopefully pull it off most of the time. Right?
Yeah, that's amazing. Hang on, I need to take one break real quick. I just had a really bad feeling. Yeah, man. Doing business the right way. I mean, that's kind of what this whole, a lot of what Spread the Positive was, kind of birthed on. We talked about it, watch the camera. Sorry.
Can you cut that?
Yeah, it's all good.
I'm giving Essentia a free ad here.
No free ads.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. But that was, some of the, I don't know if you remember, but some of our earlier conversation was like, I want to, like with this network idea, the idea was to have some type of, stamp on your business, like Spread the Positive, kind of like a Better Business Bureau type thing, but just with a little more of a community oriented approach. And like that's what I've always really tried to build with this whole idea of Spread the Positive is good people, good companies, nonprofits that are doing the best work, and then just kind of triangulating those efforts and trying to facilitate the stuff that's working the best and just being able to kind of I always wanted to call it like that STP stamp of approval, but I mean, that's what we've always kind of strived for, and what this new 1200 club is a great representation of. And obviously Adams and Swann, it's a great fit, man. So I again really appreciate having folks like you kind of sign off and endorse what we're doing here, man. It really means a lot.
Well, I love what you do, because there is no shortage of negative and bad news. Every time you open your phone, you turn on your TV, turn on podcast or radio or whatever, any media you consume, the vast majority of it is some sort of fear, disgust, negative, divisive.
Yes.
And there's not a lot of places you can go for good news.
Right.
Not that you hide yourself, from the world, but people need positive, encouraging news. They need positive, encouraging thoughts and ideas, and they need to see it in action.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you get a distorted kind of carnival mirror view of the world where everything is negative, everything is bad, everything is on fire, and it's not a good space to live in.
No, it's not.
When you feel like everything is going bad. And not everything is going bad. There are bad things in the world, but there's also great things in the world too. And what you're doing, I think, is shining a spotlight on the positive in our area.
Sure.
And that's an important thing. And that's why we wanted to join the 1200 Club, because for the $100 a month, it's pretty cheap to help encourage an optimistic outlook in our backyard.
Absolutely, man. That's the whole thing. I mean, we're definitely not taken away from the hurt that's in the world. We're well aware of there's a lot of people hurt, and there's a lot of stuff that could be better, but especially where we are, like Murfreesboro is a great community, and there's a lot of people that are addressing needs and seeing needs and acting on that. And it's a lot of times you got to go out of your way to hear about this stuff. And it's to your point, it's just it's important. It's been the mission since day one, is just to hey, look over here. Hey, Adams and Swann, they're doing some stuff right. Like, they've never had a contract, and they have lifelong clients that are satisfied with their work, and they're providing a service. They're generating revenue. They're doing what they say. They're walking their talk, and we should celebrate that. So shouts to Adams and Swann. Round of applause.
Thanks.
I'll go ahead and plug that studio audience in post. But man, the tagline, bringing light to what's going right. So that's one of the signature segments we always talk about, man. In your world, according to Pete, man, what's going right in the world?
Things that are going right. I love to see businesses and organizations like nonprofits and people who are working on behalf of others, whether it's a profit model or a nonprofit model. And one of those that I'm going to specifically call out is we work with them, the Boys and Girls Club. And I'm not saying that they're awesome because we work with them, but because I get to see what they do behind the scenes. And so Cheryl Chestnut, who runs the local Boys and Girls Club, I've known her since before she was there. She is a top-notch business executive.
Yeah.
And runs the Boys and Girls Club like a true business.
Love it.
Not a heartless business,
Right.
a true, caring, well-run organization. And Michelle Clifford and Beth Hackett over there do such a wonderful job. That's an example of what's going right. They're touching these lives of kids. They're there for them, after school and then in the summer, and giving these kids community and positive influence. And I can't say enough about the Boys and Girls Club and how they're run. And nonprofits should be run like a business. They should be run well, streamlined, efficient, in order to do their job to the best capability that they have.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Great example. Boys and Girls Club, they're doing amazing work. Always have been. What else, man? What else you got?
Everything in the technology world, we pay close attention to, because most of our business involves some sort of online communication, content, promotion, etc. And everything changes quickly in that world. Where we were when we first started compared to where we are now, just in the tools that we can use and the options that are available are incredible. So we really spend time to do research and see what's going on. And One thing that I've been really looking at for a couple years now is how AI can change businesses, how it can be utilized effectively in a small business. And in my mind, things like AI and specific software can aid marketing and advertising and sales, but it can also aid operations and things like that. And I think that the big businesses, big corporations get that. And small businesses, I think, have an opportunity with things like AI to level up. They can do more with less by utilizing some of the new technologies that are emerging, and some of them are still not where they need to be, and some of them are really good. So, we've been paying attention to the AI trends, and we subscribe to several AI large language models. We use some of that in our business, not to create content, but to create shortcuts on research, to create pathways for data to travel from websites to operational software like CRMs. And that's kind of a next step for us. We are putting together some consulting services specifically tailored for small business to generate more work or more efficiency through AI. And that's something we'll be rolling out next year, first of the year. So we're putting it together right now. But for me, I think that any kind of small business, whether it's a service business like a home services or professional services, if it sells physical products, there's a lot of ways to utilize AI if you know how to do it. And that's something that we're working on, doing product development for AI implementation within small businesses. Because it's a game changer. And a lot of small businesses are so busy doing what they're doing and doing a good job at it that they don't have the time or maybe even the expertise to research how AI systems and good software stacks can make their business that much better. And I think we have an opportunity to help small businesses, just like we do on the marketing and advertising side, help them on the sales and operations side by implementing the right software solution that is custom to them. And I think that that's something that is a big, big opportunity for us going forward. And I think that it's not necessarily something a lot of smaller ad agencies like us are doing anywhere, but specifically here in Middle Tennessee, I think it's a big advantage for us if we can pull it off. So that's something that we're working on and something that I'm excited about.
That's awesome.
There's all kinds of awesome tools that can be utilized. So
what are some of your favorite tools?
Right now, so we have a paid subscription to ChatGPT. We use that for a couple things. So in our own business, when we are doing research on content, it dramatically shortens how much time we spend on research. So that's one. We use it to edit grammar, spelling, other things like that. We'll use it to create a prototype design to give us ideas. So ideas can be hard to come up with sometimes. Sometimes they come to you real quick. Sometimes you have to work for that idea. When you can see things visually, I think that really aids in speeding up the idea and strategy process. So we might put some ideas into ChatGPT to make a design of some sort, and then take that inspiration and make the design by hand or make the logo by hand, meaning custom. So for us, it's kind of a more efficient way to do things. We also use some software on the digital marketing side to help us highlight, keyword trends. So keyword trends change as people's behavior on Google search changes. So staying ahead of that, or at least current with that, is huge to make sure we're capitalizing.
A day-to-day thing, literally.
So our software on the digital marketing side gives us insights. It uses some AI-powered tools in order to get those insights. But we want to find the best information and be able to act on it quickly and give our clients an advantage in their own industry.
That's awesome. That's definitely going right. Big AI guy over here too. It's changed a lot of things. Some of the clipping abilities with long form video, like taking these longer episodes, and putting it through some AI software has been crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's days and days of work, hours and hours and hours of work, and you can literally customize the templates and the fonts and the branding, have the overlays with like logos and everything. Man, it's a complete game changer. So
a lot of people, I think, are scared about AI, and I am too, to a certain extent, especially on a large scale. What I think AI will do in the next 5 years or so, it will put a premium on ideas, not the execution of ideas. So somebody can be an expert at doing something on a computer or whatever, video editing or music editing or writing or graphic design. Those are all applicable in our business. What that will allow people to do is quickly execute something. So what is the most valuable part of the process if AI can do it all? The most valuable process is the idea, right? And I've done a couple public speaking events around AI, and what I get most of the time is, hey, how do I know I'm going to have a job, right? The direct fear of being replaced by AI. And so there was a book that I read, it's called Future Proof, How to Protect Your Income and Your Livelihood in an Age of AI, right? And there's 3 main points to the book that I think are very interesting. It's develop skills and develop a career that's surprising, social, and scarce, right?
Ooh, that's good.
So surprising really means unpredictable, right? So if you have, let's just say, someone who's going to be, a plumber, it's very difficult at this point, and it will be for the next few years at least, for some sort of automated robot to go and diagnose a problem with plumbing or HVAC or roofing and then fix it, because it takes a skill set that is a combination of skill sets in order to solve that problem. Right now, and for the time being, humans are going to be the best at that. So that is a surprising, or what we would call unpredictable type of job.
Right.
So social is the interaction between humans. So think about a doctor. A doctor's job is to diagnose a problem based on evidence that is there from the patient telling them, I have a pain here, or I have this kind of issue, or a test result like blood work or whatever. Most doctors can utilize AI to have an efficient, and they're already using it in like radiology and things like that. So what's the most important skill for like a medical professional or an attorney who can streamline a lot of the analysis? It's the social aspect.
Right.
How comfortable do people feel talking to you as their doctor or as their attorney? They're going through something that's life-threatening or life-changing. Yeah. They want reassurance from a person, not a computer, right? Exactly. So the social aspect is huge.
That's good.
And then scarce, anything that's rare or dangerous, right? Things that maybe there's not enough like ROI to develop an AI for, because it's kind of scarce. So a specialist that maybe it's not easy to develop an AI system for. So those are kind of the 3 rules of how to future-proof yourself as AI becomes more and more common. So I thought that was just interesting. We're trying to do that in our business.
Yeah, I think that's really great advice, because I forgot, or the lady that did, her name's Shauna Sprague. She did a speaking event for the Tech Council, and she said something along the lines of, AI probably won't replace your job, but someone that uses AI will probably replace your job. I thought that was pretty accurate.
Yeah. And there's still a skill set on how to like prompt AI. That can be difficult. That'll get better and better. But yeah, I think if you look at human beings want connection with other people. They want reassurance from a real person who they're sitting next to. And I think that, not to be a Luddite or old fashioned, sometimes digital communication through screens is so impersonal that you don't feel good about it. It's convenient and it's fast, but like getting down to the matter of it, you feel a lot better when you're sitting across from somebody we're social creatures. And if you take that to AI will utilize and help us in some ways, hopefully, right, to be more efficient. But hopefully it'll open us up to be more social.
Love that.
And that would be the ideal best scenario,
Right.
I think, for AI. Worst case scenario is Terminator 2. Let's not hope we go there. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Definitely, there'll be good and bad actors and everything, man. So it's just a matter of being current. I think that's the biggest thing. You got to stay up to speed on this stuff, or you will get left behind.
Yeah.
And being scared of it and being like distant and keeping like I think it's dangerous to not keep up. Like that's with anything, but to each his own. So. Good stuff, man. I appreciate all of this. Got a couple of the closing questions we always ask. Grateful for, man. 4 things you're most grateful for right now. What you got?
Yeah. So I actually took some time this morning, and I wanted to write these out, so I didn't have to like try to come up with it. So hopefully we're producing a good podcast with Trent.
lots of prep. I love it.
So the first thing I wrote down here is I'm grateful for good people in my life who encourage and support me. So, you know, my wife, my business partner, Travis, my brother and my parents. I'm blessed to have wonderful friends like you. And, you know, everybody goes through things. You need your support system to be there when things are bad. And when things are good, you need to be there for somebody else who's going through a tough time.
That's right.
I think that investing in relationships that are meaningful is one of the most important things you can do in any aspect of your life, whether it's social or business or family. Continuing to invest in people and then having faith that they will invest in you when you need it. And it takes that type of connection in order to live a fulfilled, happy life, and hopefully a successful one. Not a monetarily successful life, but a successful life is what I define as someone who's content, someone who is joyful. And not that every day is a freaking blast, because it's not.
It's not.
But that's when you need that social group,
100%.
whether it's your family, your friends, whoever, coworkers. You need those people when things aren't going bad, and hopefully you can return the favor when things are good for you and bad for them. Right?
That's it, man. That's what friends are for.
Yeah,
there's a whole song about that. There's a whole song about that.
Was that Dionne Warwick? Yeah. The second thing I'm grateful for is I am truly grateful for the opportunity to help small businesses and local organizations.
Yeah, man.
It's not a way to make money for me. I don't even think about that side of it. I just think about, wow, someone asked me to come to their business and help them. What a responsibility. So I'm very grateful for that.
It's beautiful.
And I enjoy it. Yeah. Right. So that is, to me, one of the purposes of my life is the ability to help other people accomplish their goals. And hopefully in the process, I make a living doing that. Right. And I'm pretty good about not getting,
right.
I'm pretty good about making sure that I'm making a living.
Sure.
But, you know, there's times where, you know, my business partner might go, oh man, you just gave them a whole bunch of good strategy, you know? And I'm like, well, you know, I think that's in that case, it's going to be helpful. So I do really appreciate in the service of others and at the same time making a living do that.
It's beautiful.
Third, I'm grateful for books and content like this podcast and other podcasts. I read constantly. I listen to podcasts every time I'm driving, and they're usually not just like entertainment podcasts. Sure. They're good content and they're informational. So I'm very grateful for that type of content. We have so much at our fingertips. If you think about it, in the history of the world, we've never been able to access the information that we can right now.
Yeah, it's incredible.
That's huge, right? So I do enjoy that. And lastly, this is more like maybe philosophical, but I'm very grateful for people who pursue the truth and who pursue ways of kindness for the benefit of themselves and others.
I love that.
I hate feeling like I'm being lied to, and I really dislike watching or feeling like someone is unkind to me. I think that's natural for everybody.
Yeah.
So when you see someone who values truth, meaning either accurate or truth in like the feeling sense, you just know that it's truthful because you can feel it.
Yep.
Or it's also accurate information, not slanted or propaganda. I appreciate those who are brave enough to tell the truth and do it with kindness, especially in a world where you're incentivized to possibly shade the truth or to get clicks through deception or whatever. So people who do it the right way and are brave enough to do it the right way, I really, really am grateful for those type of folks. And some of them are local, some of them are public, national figures or whatever. But I always respect like the pursuit of truth, especially the pursuit of truth and kindness put together. So
I love that, man. I love that. Same here. That's definitely something I'm grateful
it's
for.
Rare.
It right? is, man. And man, that hit. I needed that today, man. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
That's one of the best answers to grateful for in a minute. So well done. Great prep work, my guy. Man, Pete, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for all you do. Again, I'll say it again. Just thank you for your support, the endorsement, signing off, putting your name on our shows and our network, man. It really means a lot because it takes folks like you to keep it all moving. So, if y'all need anything digital marketing, consulting, advertising, Pete's the GOAT, man. He's so good at what he does, and he has been very instrumental in all things Spread the Positive over the years. So, man, I'm grateful for your friendship and for your business acumen and all the above, man. Thank you so much.
One last encouragement for anybody who's listening, and this is a fun exercise I try to do. Don't always do it. Each day, do something that shows kindness to somebody who you don't expect anything from.
I love it.
Hold a door for somebody. Mm-hmm. Help somebody with something, and don't expect any return.
Love it.
I think this goes in line with what you do,
Absolutely.
Trent, which is spreading the positive. You can make someone's day with one small action or one kind word or one smile, because you don't know what they're going through. It's very easy to get caught up in what you're doing and only, keep your blinders on what you want to accomplish. But when you truly, in the back of your mind every day, look for an opportunity to do a small thing that doesn't cost you a whole lot, but it's just the awareness that you want to do that. It not only changes the person that you help, but it changes your own life. And I forget about it. I don't do it every day.
Sure.
When I remember to do it, it does make me have a good day.
Yeah, man.
So that's my encouragement to your listeners.
That.
One small thing every day.
Spreading some positivity and kindness. One small act, man. Yeah. Random acts of kindness forever, man. That's what's up. Well, thank you again, Pete, man. We'll wrap this one up, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Spread the Positive podcast. For more information about all the things we got going here at Spread the Positive, please check us out, spreadthepositive.net. Get involved with our underwriting, advertising, sponsorship program, start a podcast, or if you just want to support the mission, reach out on spreadthepositive.net or any of our social media handles at Spread the Positive. Look forward to connecting with y'all and giving y'all another fire episode on the next one. Thank you, and we will see you then. Let's go.